Okay, welcome to our Wednesday Mother Hustler group. Thank you guys for joining us today. We will jump right into our birthday messages on Facebook. So I'll share my screen with you guys for a second. I want to tell you a quick success story. If you have one as well with your birthday messages, feel free to drop them in the comments. That way we can all learn from each other. But I sent a birthday message yesterday on our Mother Hustler, and I just said, "Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day." And I had a lady respond, and she said, "Thank you so much for reaching out. I almost texted you yesterday. I'm on day 3 of a migraine, and I think it's time to try Thrive." So if I never would have sent that birthday message, would she have ever reached out? I don't know. But the fact that I sent the message, it kind of opened the conversation for her to respond back and tell me that she's suffering from a migraine. And I'll tell you, this lady, we've been friends for a lot of years. She's kind of like my mom's age, but she has been watching me since the beginning. 4.5 years she's been watching, and we've talked casually, like in person, back and forth about Thrive a little bit. And I knew she had migraines, and I told her she needed to try Thrive, but now was her time that she actually decided to reach out and say something since I sent the birthday message. So if you guys have had any sort of success with that or any responses like that, let me know in the chat from birthday messages or even reaching out in general. Like, I know Deja and Courtney, you guys have done the Blitz, and you've had a lot of people reach out because of that. I think we all have that have done the Blitz. So reaching out can be very, very important and successful because it does give people that reason to say something back. So, all right, we will hop into our birthday messages on Facebook. We should have had a notification this morning of our birthdays. Yep, right here. 45 minutes ago, I had one. It's funny. Yesterday, I had like 16 birthdays, and today I have 4. So go ahead. I send personal messages because to me, that is more personal and more effective. Like yesterday, she responded back telling me that she was ready to get started on Thrive because I sent the personal message. I don't think if I would have just wrote on her wall, she would have said that. So that's the reason why I send the personal messages. So for mine, I pretty much send the same message to everybody. So happy birthday, Erica. I hope you have the best day. I copy and paste it. Make sure you change the name when you copy. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to finish up. Deja says, yes, blitzing and birthday messaging reach out has gotten me some of my customers and a lot of action with my business. So that is why we do it. Okay, I'm pulling up the audiobook. We're ready for chapter 1 of Super Attractor. Like I was telling the ladies before I actually hit record on this, just try to keep an open mind during this book because I know this can be so different and a new way of thinking for so many people. It was new to me at one point. And if you just try to keep an open mind and apply the things that she is telling you and telling us to do throughout the day, I promise you will notice some changes in your life, some more positivity, maybe kind of even some weird things happen, but weird in a good way. Um, it really is about goal setting and positivity, keeping an open mind. So try to do those things. And I can't wait to see your stories, some of your success stories, with just reading this book. So we are ready for chapter 1 in the book and track 2 in the audio. This is 36 minutes today. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but hang in there and we will do just a few activities with social media at the end. So, are you ready? Here we go.
Chapter 1. The universe always delivers. I'm so psyched to be sitting at my desk writing this book. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about all that I want to share with you. I long to get these words onto the page. I'm so thrilled that you're here, and I'm equally excited for myself. You see, I need this book more than you can imagine. At a recent talk I gave, an audience member said to me, "Gabby, I'm a life coach and I feel like a fraud. I've got a lot of fear. I obsess about the small stuff, and I'm still working out a lot of personal issues. How can I help others manifest their dreams when I'm going through such a hard time?" I laughed and said, "Honey, I'm writing my 7th spiritual book and I'm still a head case." In that moment, I admitted to myself and a public audience that I was out of alignment with my super attractor power. I admitted that even though my name and face are on the books and I have the microphone in my hand, I still desperately needed a spiritual kick in the ass. And that's why I'm so excited to write this book. Sitting here in my office, I already feel better. I feel empowered by the words that I know are coming. I'm energized by the pages I've committed to write, and I feel ease just knowing that the answers are within me. My excitement about this book is a massive statement to the universe. It's my way of saying yes to feeling good, yes to healing my false perceptions, and yes to living with true freedom and joy. The universe is always picking up what we're putting out. And today I'm putting out an energy of joy for all that is to come from this miraculous writing journey ahead. Right now, as I write this book, my spiritual cheerleader is coming through, and I'm so grateful because the past few months have been far from joyful. I got really out of alignment with the energy of joy and totally disconnected from my super attractor power. I was in the midst of launching my book, Judgment Detox. Writing the book was a beautiful experience, but when it came time to launch it, I let myself get really stressed out. I was overwhelmed with thoughts of fear because I felt out of control, unsupported, and pressured to perform. I was in and out of manic manifesting, trying to force the universe to give me the results I wanted. My work and personal relationships suffered due to my misalignment, and I had a lot of negative stories on repeat. The negative stories built up strong momentum, so much so that I got physically sick and depressed. Worst of all, I felt a tremendous guilt because I was so disconnected from the true source of power on which I've grown to rely. Each negative thought, controlling action, and fear-based response continued to tell the universe that I was a yes for chaos. We become out of alignment when we get hooked into fear-based, low-energy thoughts. The metaphysical text, A Course in Miracles, teaches, there are no idle thoughts. All thinking produces form on some level. Each thought we have emits energy. That energy either brings us closer to the supportive flow of the universe or resists it. The energy behind our thoughts directly affects our experiences. When we have a fear-based, low-vibe thought on repeat, it creates energetic momentum that will eventually start to manifest in our lives. For instance, throughout the Judgment Detox book launch, I kept repeating the thought, if I don't do it, no one else will. This is an old story for me. I replayed this thought over and over, and eventually it became my reality. I wound up controlling every detail and felt unsupported because I wouldn't let anyone support me. My thoughts of being unsupported became my experience. I can tell when I'm out of alignment because I become focused on outside goals and objectives as opposed to the joy of life. When I'm misaligned, I try to control my circumstances. I'm resentful, my energy is low, and I feel physically ill. It's a struggle to get things done, and I cut off the flow of inspiration. By contrast, when I'm in alignment with the universe, I feel happy and excited, regardless of what my circumstances may be. I'm hopeful and positive even when I face challenges. I'm not worried, stressed, or focused on problems. Good things flow to me, and I feel creativity moving through me. People want to support me, and I find a way through every block. 2 weeks before my book tour for Judgment Detox ended, it became clear to me that I was badly out of alignment. I hit bottom with my negative thoughts and patterns. It was like I was energetically strangling the book launch. I tried to control the process, became obsessed with the outcome, and let stress be the driving force behind every action I took. I was miserable and couldn't sustain that behavior, and I had no choice but to pivot. One night I said to my husband, I'm done with the drama. I'm changing the story. I'm getting more help, and I'm clearing space to focus on my gifts. I want to write more, speak more, and live in my creative force. I welcome the universe to support this shift now. The words I spoke were more than just words. What I experienced was an energy shift. I accepted that in an instant I could choose again and redirect my life. I embraced the truth. The instant we realign with love, the universe responds powerfully. In any given moment, we can change our story and say yes to what we truly want. As soon as we do, the universe delivers. Within seconds of saying my prayer, I started feeling better, and I let that good feeling momentum carry me. I started dreaming about the people I'd hired to get me into a space where I could focus on my creative work. I committed to relaxing and restoring. Days later, I headed to California to close out the tour, and I had the time of my life. The event planning went perfectly, the media helped get the word out, and the audience members had a blast. On stage, I allowed myself to surrender to my art and let the universal creative force move through me. My husband noticed my shift and said, all right, what happened? You're in such a better place. I said, I told the universe I was ready to realign. The key to getting back into alignment is to want it. In an instant, we can forgive our fear and choose again. We can start a new story, shift our perceptions, and allow miracles to unfold. Low vibe thoughts become addictive. And as with any addiction, we need to interrupt the pattern to heal it. This book will offer powerful tools to help you interrupt negative energy and low vibe thoughts so that you can redirect your life to flow toward what you desire. And most importantly, so that you can feel good, release control, and trust in the universe. Throughout the book, I'll reference one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Abraham Hicks, often known just as Abraham. Abraham is the work of a woman named Esther Hicks, who is a channel for lessons and teachings on the topic of the law of attraction. She's one of the most powerful practitioners in the field. Abraham is treated as a plural noun because the name represents a collective spiritual energy who have described themselves as a group consciousness from the non-physical dimension. My own teachings and personal life have been greatly influenced by Abraham, and I'm proud to share their teachings throughout this book. Abraham Hicks say, "There is only a stream of well-being that flows. You can allow it or resist it, but it flows just the same. The stream of well-being is an ever-present flow of love, creativity, inspiration, and peace. When our energy vibrates with love, we match the creative force of the universe. When you're in this flow, you know that no matter your circumstances, there is a spiritual solution. You feel a sense of freedom and faith that what you desire is on the way, even if you can't see it yet. You have more fun and you feel better. Invisible doors open for you and creative opportunities present themselves without effort. You can do less and receive more. When you're in alignment with the flow of the universe, you are a super attractor, creating the life you want and attracting more than you could otherwise imagine simply by choosing to feel good. Life is much easier when you realign with the universe." So today I ask you this important question. Are you ready to realign with the universe? I know the answer is yes, but I want to check in further. Is the answer, hell yes, Gabby, I'm ready? Or is it a, yes, but... This is an important distinction because even slight resistance will block the flow. If you feel resistant or hesitant in answering this question, here's the solution. Let's call out your resistance right now. It's actually very likely that you're out of alignment with the feeling of joy in some way, so don't freak out. Just forgive yourself now. Say this prayer silently or out loud to yourself. I forgive my past, I release the future, and I honor how I feel in the present. The moment you forgive your past, you clear space for the present, and an energetic shift occurs. And here's the really exciting thing. At this moment, right now, you're perfectly on track. The universe is always saying yes, even when it doesn't necessarily feel like it. The simple act of listening to this book means that you're a yes for joy, abundance, wellness, romance, and anything else you could possibly desire. Listening to this book is a massive statement to the universe that you're willing to realign with a higher power and be a super attractor. So if there are a lot of issues in your life right now, start by thanking them. The issues in our lives offer us a choice. We can let them take over, or we can let them help us pivot toward grace. The methods in this book will help you pivot. As soon as you pivot, you begin your new life, a new way of perceiving the world, yourself, your relationships, and your physical body. Your desire to feel better is all you need to pivot toward alignment. So, my friend, let the pivoting begin. Even the toughest experiences offer you great wisdom and direction. Be grateful for what has caused you discomfort because it reveals to you what you still need to heal. Take a moment to thank the situations in your life that don't feel good. Bless these issues so that you can set them free. Take a minute now to see the job loss as an opportunity to shift your career toward work that brings you joy. See the breakup as a chance to love yourself more. Be open to perceiving a physical condition as a chance to get closer to God. The moment we choose to perceive our pain as the catalyst for great healing and growth, we realign with the power of the universe. This gratitude helps you get out of the feeling of being the victim and into a state of positivity. You may be thinking, if I'm grateful for this stuff, aren't I sending the message that I'm okay with it? Actually, the opposite is true. When you let difficult situations dominate your life, you give them power and momentum. As soon as you choose to see the light in the dark corners, you redirect your power toward what you want. Hard or unpleasant situations offer you clarity about what you don't want, thereby helping you discover what you do want. This is the first step back into alignment. Throughout my life, these simple shifts have helped me transform darkness into light. One of the most powerful examples for me occurred on October 2nd, 2005. This was the day I chose to put down alcohol and drugs and get sober. This shift not only saved my life, but also would ultimately go on to save the lives of many people. I wrote about my recovery in my book, Spirit Junkie, and that work inspired readers around the world to find their own path to recovery. My willingness to see my addiction as a teacher, forgive myself, and choose love has helped countless people. If you're struggling with any kind of addiction, whether it's to a substance, a behavior, or even to fearful thoughts, know that in this moment you can choose again. Your choice to see love will help you to redirect your life. Become willing right now to forgive yourself for all that was and celebrate all that you will become. I feel empowered when I'm grateful for the tough stuff. I can see even traumatic events and addictions as learning devices rather than shameful, dark periods. Every difficult situation in my life, no matter how hard it seemed at the time, has offered me grace on the other side. I've made a choice to grow through pain and find honor in all that I've been through. Choosing to see difficult times with grace has helped me move out of the feeling of being a victim and feel proud of myself for my willingness to grow. Of course, the goal isn't to have to fall apart to realign. The goal is to make alignment a daily priority. Since we're at the beginning of this journey, you may find that misalignment seems to be your default setting. Don't sweat it. The moment you find yourself out of alignment, you can be grateful for the lesson and forgive yourself fast. You don't have to fix your whole life to feel better now. In fact, you don't have to do much at all. Begin your shift into alignment with a method I call Choose Again. The 3-step Choose Again method. When you begin this practice, I recommend you document each step in your Super Attractor journal. Visit the book resources page at gabbybernstein.com/Super Attractor. The more you practice this method, the more it will become second nature. In time, you'll be able to quickly follow the method in your mind whenever you need it. For now, however, let your journal support your path. Step 1, notice the thought. When you find yourself stuck in negativity or fear, consciously step back. You can do this by noticing that your thoughts and energy are out of alignment with joy. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Write down your answer in your journal. Step 2, forgive the thought. Forgive yourself for being misaligned and celebrate your desire to shift. Thank your negative feelings and thoughts for showing you what you don't want and revealing what you do. Next to each negative thought that you document, write the words, "Thank you for revealing to me what I don't want so that I can clarify what I do want." Step 3, choose again. Answer this question in your journal. What is the best feeling thought I can find right now? Then ask the universe to guide you toward that thought. In your journal, write down this prayer or say it to yourself. Thank you, universe, for guiding my thoughts toward good feeling emotions. As you practice this step, remember that you are reaching for the next best feeling. You are not required to land on the ultimate solution. So for instance, if you are struggling with finances, the thought, "I'm going to be out of debt in 1 week," is likely to create more misalignment because you probably wouldn't believe it. Instead, choose a thought that feels realistic and possible. For this step to work, you must believe in your next best thought. If there's any doubt, then your energy won't back up your prayer. Keep in mind that the universe always hears your prayers, but your energy must support those prayers in order for you to hear the guidance that the universe then provides. Let's look together at how we might apply the 3 steps of the Choose Again method. As before, imagine someone who is suffering from financial lack and uncertainty. Understandably, this person's dominant thoughts center around debt and the crippling fear of not being able to pay their bills. They've become obsessed with these fearful thoughts because the inner voice of fear, otherwise known as the ego, has convinced them that the more they think about it, the more they can control their circumstances. It is at this stage that we can start to apply the initial step of recognizing the negative thoughts. It's normal, of course, to think that obsessing over an issue is how we find solutions, but it actually has the opposite effect. The more your mentality tends toward fear and lack, the further away you are from allowing solutions to come into your consciousness. We bring energy to the object of our focus. That energy influences our emotional state, and it's our emotional state that is our point of attraction. Fear-minded thinking puts us out of alignment with positive energy. When we're out of alignment with positive energy, we're disconnected from the support of the universe. The universe has the capacity to bring forth creative solutions for earning, new ways of managing money, and other ideas that the fear-based logical mind cannot come up with. But we have to be in a receptive place to hear the answers. The way out of the negative loop is through step 2, forgiving the misaligned thoughts. Through forgiveness, we can release the past and accept that the present moment offers an opportunity for grace. Even a slight moment of presence is enough to redirect our energy and get positive momentum to help choose a better thought. Moving to step 3, we think, what is the best feeling thought I can find right now? A nice way to get there in this instance could be with a statement like, I'm open to creative possibilities for abundance. This statement becomes a prayer. By saying this kind of affirmation silently or out loud, we make a massive announcement to the universe that we are ready to choose again. The very second we choose a loving thought, our emotions shift and our energy changes. This is realignment with the universe. The Choose Again method may seem too simple at first. You may be wondering how you can just shift out of negative thoughts that may have plagued you for years. I assure you that choosing to shift your thoughts doesn't have to be difficult. It does not matter whether these negative thoughts have been with you for 2 weeks or 20 years. The simple choice to feel better is enough to put you on a path to what you desire. So use these 3 steps to help you redirect your energy and slow down the flow of negativity. The simplicity of this method might tempt you to dismiss its value. Let me be very clear. We don't have time to dwell in our drama. Being committed to a spiritual path means that we're ready to wake up fast. We need to make feeling good our highest priority and do whatever it takes to be super attractors. Our commitment to living in alignment will help us stay sane in these times. No matter where you are in the world, you cannot hide from the negative energy of the daily news, political climate, and feelings of divisiveness. Even if you were able to ignore the world around you, perhaps by avoidance or escapism, you would do so at the expense of the greater good. You would deprive the world of your positive energy, which affects not just you, but everyone you come into contact with. I live among just a few hundred neighbors in a rural town. Even here, in the peace and quiet of the countryside, I'm not immune to the negative energy of the world. All I have to do is turn on the news or scroll through social media to feel assaulted by low vibrations. But instead of dragging me down, it offers me an opportunity to practice the Choose Again method and strengthen my connection to the universe. When we become aware of how external negative vibrations affect us, we can follow the 3 steps and pivot fast. The only way to come back into loving alignment is to become aware of how we detour. Throughout this book, I will encourage you to return to the Choose Again method to witness your misalignment and come back to love fast. It's important to understand that this method is not designed for you to bypass your problems. It's designed to help you attract solutions. Remember, the best feeling thought you can reach for may not be the ultimate solution, but it will guide you to feel better. Every better feeling emotion offers you guidance toward the solutions you seek and the joyful truth of who you are. Use this practice to gently guide your energy back into alignment with the universe so that you can be an energetic match for healing and guidance. The more you make this method a habit, the better you'll feel. And the better you feel, the more easily you will attract the feelings and experiences you want in your life. Each chapter in this book will offer you new methods to help you strengthen your connection to the universe, direct your desires, and become a super attractor. Before you embark on the rest of the lessons, it's helpful to always start by choosing again. Each step in the choose again method is crucial to your alignment and holds a promise. Let's review. In step 1, you recognize your misalignment. You can't change a bad habit without admitting that it's there. All spiritual practice must begin with awareness. So become conscious of your misalignment and thank your thoughts and feelings. You show gratitude for these thoughts and feelings because they reveal what you don't want and guide you toward what you truly desire. Step 2 is to forgive yourself for being misaligned. If not, you'll hold on to the past and stay stuck in the negative pattern no matter how hard you try to pivot. Forgive yourself, your thoughts, and anything that led you to this point. Accept that even the most difficult experiences in your life have given you an opportunity to grow if you choose to. We can be the victim of the world we see, or we can choose to perceive difficult past experiences as a catalyst for change. And finally, you get the option to choose again. By reaching toward the best feeling thought you can access, you're instantly put into a new vibrational state. This new thought is a prayer. With it, you send a message to the universe that you want to feel better. In this new vibration, the universe responds by guiding you to your next right action. The next right action may come to you as a better feeling thought, as a new idea, or as a desire to end a harmful pattern. In October 2005, the moment I chose to release my addiction and get sober, the universe instantly directed me to call a friend to help me to get to a recovery meeting. As soon as I asked for help, the universe delivered. Remember that we can't hear intuitive guidance from the universe until we're willing to ask for help. Receiving spiritual guidance requires that we become attuned with the energy of the universe. Imagine you're constantly complaining about your job to a close friend. They try to offer you guidance, but your incessant negativity and fear block you from even hearing their words. You resist their guidance because you're so focused on what isn't working. Then finally, when things get too tough and you can't handle it anymore, you break down. You call your friend and ask for help. They respond with profoundly clear direction, compassion, and guidance. You say, "This is exactly what I needed to hear." They reply, "It's what I've been saying all along." Their guidance was the same. The only difference was that you chose to hear it. It's no different with your relationship to the universe. The universe is always conspiring to support you, guide you, and compassionately lead you toward the highest good. When you're focused on chaos and fear or trying to control everything, you deflect this support and guidance. But the moment you surrender, the universe is there to pick you up off the floor and show you the way. But you don't need to wait till you feel desperate to surrender. You don't need to keep spiraling downward till you've hit bottom and you're lying on the floor. You can make choosing again and choosing love your habit. Surrendering should be the first thing you do, not your last-ditch effort. The choose again method is your path to clear communication with the universe. My intention is to help you get into constant contact with the universe. I've found that in certain areas of my life, it's been easy to receive universal guidance, whereas in others, I've resisted. The areas where there's resistance are the ones where my dominant thoughts are still aligned with fear. I've done a lot of therapy, sober recovery, trauma healing, and various other practices to reorganize these dominant beliefs. But nothing helps me more than surrendering them to the universe for help. As soon as I allow the universe to replace my fear-based beliefs with new perceptions, I receive a miracle. Our analytical minds want us to resist this simplicity. We want to think that it will take decades of recovery to change our beliefs. But Abraham Hicks say, "A belief is just a thought you keep thinking." When you choose a new thought, a shift will occur. I want you to choose again and do so quickly and follow the universal guidance that's always available to you. When you choose again, resolution is offered. This doesn't mean that further healing isn't required. The solution might still be several steps away. So even if the issue doesn't seem fully resolved now, you can trust that you're being guided in the right direction. You can trust that when you let the universe lead you, you'll receive good, orderly direction, the universal force of love, also known as God. You will be given intuitive ideas of where to go and what to say, and you'll be more easily led to a way through every block. When we choose again, we send a prayer to the universe that we're ready to feel good. Back when I got sober, my mentor in recovery told me to get on my knees and ask God to help me stay clean. She said that when I felt the urge to relapse, I should never take matters into my own hands. She called that behavior white knuckling it. Instead, she suggested that I turn my addiction over to a higher power to help guide me back. At the time, I didn't have much of a relationship with God or the universe. I identified as a spiritual person, but I hadn't yet established what the concept of a higher power meant to me. Nonetheless, I followed her direction. She said, act as if, and you will be led. So I got on my knees and started to pray daily. At the time, my prayer was to stay clean and sober. Whenever I was tempted to pick up a drink or do a drug, I'd hit my knees and pray. At dinner parties and on dates, if I felt tempted, I'd excuse myself and go to the bathroom to pray and get centered. Prayer became my immediate response to any inner turmoil or addictive pull. Prayer became a habit. To this day, when I find myself out of alignment with peace, it's a sign that I've been relying on my own strength instead of the strength of a higher power. In those moments, I follow the choose again method. Notice the thought, forgive the thought, choose again. Praying doesn't have to mean kneeling beside your bed and talking to God. A prayer can come through a simple surrendered thought. When you decide that your will is no longer working and you invite in a higher power to take the lead. The instant you choose to think a better thought, you've asked to realign with a higher power. You can call it the universe, call it angels, call it spirit, call it your inner guide, call it God. I don't care. Just call on it. The methods in this book are backed with a prayer. They are designed to help you offer up your grievances and fears to a higher power. Surrender to each practice in this book and strengthen your faith in the universal energy of love. With your faith, you'll feel safe and certain no matter what. Follow these methods to realign with the universe and dissolve feelings of separation and doubt. My late mentor and friend, Dr. Wayne Dyer, said, when you eliminate the concept of separation from your thoughts and your behavior, you begin to feel your connection to everything and everyone. That connection is your super attractor power. You just have to clear the blocks to its presence. Each practice in this book will offer you a gradual opening to the energy that is available to you at all times. Gradual is the operative word. I don't expect you to shift from lack to abundance or sickness to health instantly. What I hope is that you follow these steps and gradually shift your perceptions, thoughts, and energy one moment at a time. This gradual effect will offer you long-lasting change. When you change your mind about your experience will change. This is a subtle but very potent shift that occurs when you pivot from darkness to light. Keep it simple, follow my guidance, and let good feeling emotions gently lead you back into alignment with your true nature. Each method in this book will help you get back into alignment. My hope is that once you learn them, you'll use them interchangeably and make them part of your daily routine. The more you apply these methods in your life, the faster they will become second nature. We need practices for feeling good in order to make feeling good a habit. We've given more faith and energy to the negativity in our minds, and it's time to redirect our focus. By practicing these methods, you will be able to quickly shift from fear to joy and realign with your super attractor nature. Have fun with these tools and use them as often as possible. There's no right or wrong way to apply these methods. Just make sure you're having fun. Don't let your spiritual practice become a chore. Let it be a reprieve from the world's drama and your inner turmoil. I've kept these methods simple so you can do them easily and in the moment, no matter what you have going on in your life. These tools will catapult you back to your true, joyful nature. Aligning with the universe must be a conscious choice we make all throughout the day. Begin your day in alignment. When we open our eyes in the morning, we can go in one of two directions. We can align with the universe through spiritual practice, meditation, prayer, affirmation, or exercise. Or we can pick up our phones, turn on the news, gulp down a cup of coffee, and start rushing around. When we choose the second option, we often begin our day with negative vibrations and overwhelm. So it's imperative that we change our morning habits. The morning is a sacred time and must be cherished. It's when we choose how we want the rest of the day to go. A single shift in our behavior can redirect our entire day. Set yourself up to win by starting your day with a practice that will get you aligned as soon as you wake up. I've found that this is the optimal time for aligning your energy with love. You've spent the night sleeping in an energy of non-resistance. Abraham Hicks teaches that when we sleep, we release resistance to negative thoughts. That means that when we wake up, we have a clean slate in front of us, an opportunity to release the negativity from the day before and begin again. That's why the first moments of the morning are so precious. We can take advantage of being in a state of non-resistance and start the day with a fresh attitude. Follow a morning practice to start your day in alignment and sustain your good feeling emotions throughout the day. I've built up a wealth of spiritual practices to turn to as soon as I wake up. I created the Spirit Junkie app, which is set to show me a positive affirmation first thing. You can find the app at gabbybernstein.com/super attractor. Then I set my phone to airplane mode and meditate. But there's one morning practice in particular that has changed my life. Once I've gotten out of bed and brushed my teeth, I recite positive mantras. The mantras guide me to return to the love of the universe, accept myself, and forgive myself for any misalignment from the day before. I affirm how I want to feel, who I want to be, and how I want to show up in the world. I affirm self-love and compassion. I affirm my willingness to feel good. This practice has been a saving grace for me. It instantly puts me into spiritual, physical, and emotional alignment. Affirming positivity helps me take advantage of my connection to the universe and ride that positive momentum throughout the day. The moment you wake up, you can recite the following mantras silently or out loud. Or you can download my audio mantras that are backed with inspirational music at gabbybernstein.com/super attractor. You can use them first thing in the morning and even throughout the day. Regardless of how you feel when you wake up in the morning, these affirmations will help you get into alignment. These words can greatly support you even when you don't believe in them. Just say them out loud and let the power of your intentions get you back into alignment. I've made this practice a daily routine, and I hope it brings you as much joy as it has brought me. Your morning mantras. My body is rested and my mind is clear. I start my day with positive thoughts and energy. I am relaxed, non-resistant, and clear. My day unfolds with ease and grace. People support me throughout the day. The universe supports my desires today. I am open to receiving greatness. I am energized and inspired. Creative possibilities are available to me. Nothing holds me back. I take action with faith and clarity. I am healthy, well, and vibrant. Today is a great day. I'm having fun today. I bring joy to others. I bring light with me wherever I go. I am a positive influence on the world. All is well. Repeating these mantras on your own or with the audio download will immediately shift you into an empowered energy and positive vibration. I invite you to make this method part of your daily routine. It will help you clear mental blocks, release resistance, and set yourself up for a miraculous day. Spending even 5 minutes in affirmation is enough to change the direction of your day. If you have kids, get them in on this practice too. Imagine how empowered a child would feel if they started their day with positivity. There's no greater practice to set your kid up to feel great. By applying the Choose Again method and mantras, you will begin to feel better. But the moment you start feeling good, it's possible something sneaky may happen. Your ego, the inner voice of fear, will resist your good feelings. The ego's voice has been your dominant inner dialogue for so long that it may have a stronghold on your subconscious. That's okay though, because we're calling it out in the next chapter. In chapter 2, I will help you become aware of the ways the ego will resist feeling good. I'll help you accept that it's good to feel good. Positive feeling emotions are our birthright. And in this next chapter, you'll become unapologetic about how you want to feel. Don't be afraid of the ego, because your commitment to love is stronger than fear. And I've got your back every step of the way.
Okay, that was chapter one. Um, I'll tell you, reading through this the second time, I've noticed more than I did just the first time. Love the positive mantras in the morning mantras, and forgot that you could actually download them at gabbybernstein.com/supertractor and have her read them to you if you want the audio version in the mornings. But if not, in the book, there's a page that shows you the morning mantras. And what a good way to start the day to read those to your kids. I know that kids need positivity, and I think that's such a fun activity that you could do together. The choose again method totally works, just an experience of my own. Definitely, I'm not an expert at this yet at all. I think it's a learning experience that we all have to go through, and we all have to just get better every day. But I personally find myself using the choose again method a lot. Notice the thought, forgive the thought, and choose again. So, just completely outside of our business, I have two dogs, and I'm always so paranoid that my dogs are going to run away or like run into traffic, get hit by a car. I know it sounds negative, right? Like it's so negative and horrible energy, and the universe delivers. Like what you think about, you bring about. So I find myself with that anxiety a lot. So notice the thought. Whenever I notice myself thinking those thoughts, I remember, like, gosh, this is negative. Like I'm aware of it. Forgive the thought. Sorry. Like I forgive myself for thinking this way. And then choose again. Like, my dogs are healthy. My dogs are safe. My dogs are staying close to me. You know, my dogs are living forever. Like I know it sounds so cheesy, but I have to tell myself that because those negative thoughts can just slip in our heads so easily. And we obviously wouldn't want the universe to deliver those negative thoughts. So the choose again method, I actually personally apply that a lot. So I'm going to start getting better at the morning mantras as well. All right, we will go ahead and move into our social medias. So let's go ahead and open up Instagram and post to our stories. So you could post one of your three steps, all of your three steps to thrive this morning. Thrive Skin as well if you haven't done so yet. Sometimes I do mine right when I wake up. Sometimes I wait till we get on Mother Hustler to upload them, but that consistency every day pays off. So something about Thrive every day on your story, people see that and it's just more exposure to the experience. It's not a matter of if they reach out, it's just a matter of when they reach out. And as long as we're consistent, they definitely will reach out at some point. So let's take a couple minutes just to work on our story. If you've already talked about Thrive this morning or your three steps, move into something positive. Maybe it was a quote that you really liked from the book. Maybe it's a picture of one of the pages in the book. Maybe it's a picture of us on the screen together doing this morning group. Maybe it's a quote that you find. Maybe it's your kids or your dogs or whatever. Just something different from Thrive if you've already talked about that this morning. So Okay, so hopefully you had a couple minutes to work on your stories. Make sure when you post to Instagram, you save the image at the top and also post it over to Facebook. We will move into what we did yesterday. Let's work on either friending 5 new people on Facebook or finding 5 new people to follow on Instagram. I'm going to go back to the hashtag that I searched yesterday. I did hashtag Columbia Mo. So that stands for Columbia, Missouri. And that I actually found a lot of good people to follow in my city that I didn't even know about or that I didn't already follow. So that could be a good idea for you guys if you're wherever. I know, Courtney, you're traveling the world in New York, so it might be the city that you're in now, or Deja, it might be Fort Myers, Florida. Whatever you guys want, obviously, to search for in a hashtag. Let's go ahead and work on that for a couple minutes. And make sure whenever you find somebody new to follow, you like a couple of their posts or comment on a couple of their posts, giving them a compliment, telling them congrats, anything like that, just to make that personal connection. So here we go. If you guys hear that noise, that is my dog snoring. Hey, 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 hey. And every time I say dog, hey, June, no. Every time I say D-O-G, she freaks out thinking that there's another D-O-G in the house. I'm trying to get it. Hey, hey, enough. No. Sorry. I said D-O-G. Got everybody. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, got everybody riled up. I'm going to mute out. Okay, guys, that will wrap up our Mother Hustler Zoom for today, for Wednesday. So remember, if you have anybody that you want to invite tonight at 8 p.m., or if you have questions throughout the day that you feel like you want to ask when you hop back on, or you just want to do the activities again, I'm playing this Zoom again tonight at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to hop back on, send your people, and they really haven't missed much at this point because we just started chapter 1. So they can totally hop on and start tonight and finish out the rest of the book with us. So have a great Wednesday, hump day. Love you guys for hopping on with me, and let's make it a day of positivity, joy, and love today. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place for chapter 2. Bye.